Some people dislike using text messages.
Well, I think for some people it's hard for them to articulate their thoughts in writing, so I think they opt for voice messages and calls instead because that's easier for them. It can be annoying sometimes because it's a little more demanding on the time of the person who's getting the call or the voice message, but if you want to get your message across clearly and that's the priority, then maybe this is a good idea for them.
Why do some people prefer texting as compared to phone calls? We never call each other, we just text.
Well, I suppose for the opposite reasons of what I just said. If we think about texting, it's easier to put a small text message together, it's shorter, it's usually self-contained, and people who you're sending text to can control the intrusion into their life and time more easily. So I think it's probably better if you're someone who values your time and using it effectively. There's usually no need to answer a text message immediately, whereas if it's a call, then you do need to answer immediately.
Do you think modern technology has any negative influence on communication?
Oh, definitely. For example, it removes body language and nuance from the equation. In some ways, it can probably lead to confusion if you don't communicate very well. And then some people feel a lot freer to express their opinions and say things which they would never say in real life, which can be quite disappointing and hurtful. Although, I suppose, since it's usually through technology, it's easier to get over than if someone was saying horrible things to you in person. So with those two examples in mind, there are definitely some downsides to this for sure.
What do you think are some of the main differences between written communication and spoken communication?
Well, definitely. Everything connected to conveying meaning through pronunciation and body language. Although the advent of emojis is designed to help with this, so people can convey their emotions clearly. But there's still a bit of a barrier to overcome in that sense. The structure of written and spoken communication is actually quite different now that I think about it. For example, you repeat yourself more when you speak. You use different expressions, some vocabulary is different, you use more slang and colloquial terms when you're speaking as opposed to when you're writing. To be honest, people have probably written lots of books about the differences between these two things, but I think those are the big things that come to mind when you ask this question to me.
Rory, what about the future of mobile phones? What will happen in the future? Will babies be using mobile phones, or they'll disappear like dinosaurs?
Well, I think we'll probably always need some kind of mobile communication device. Whether it will be a mobile phone that you can hold in your hand or not is probably not the case. I imagine 50 years down the line, we'll probably have something different, maybe something that's even integrated with our bodies, to be honest. And there are lots of discussions around that. I think it'd be quite cool though. You could carry it around more effectively, but as long as you only get it at a responsible age where you know what you're doing with it.
Okay, so morning class, we can start now. Less than 40, 38, 39. Okay, let me check. Before we go to the second main section. I mean the first major section about the economic efficiency and the government intervention. The second section, our second section name is government and economic efficiency. Okay, the second section. And before we go to the second section, I would like to return, okay, to this slide. You can see that this slide is a part of the introduction that we have learned. Okay, last week. It's not the last class day. Okay, last Tuesday I think. So why this slide is very important, so that I must return, okay, to reanalyze once again, okay, for you, because if we suppose that, okay, you finish the course, you are doing the revision, okay, you should return to this slide to find out the answer for the four questions of public economics. So to do a good revision by the end of the course, you should, okay, return to find the answer to the four main questions of public economics. I repeat. Okay, so that because we are in the introduction only, the answer should be very short, very general. Okay, I mean the generality. Okay, it's not like the detailed answer. Okay, because the introduction, that is the generality, tổng quan. Okay, so the answer that I has, okay, show you, as analyzed to you last class day, okay, was very short, and now I repeat this answer. The first question, okay, the first question relating, let me check the pen. The question of when. Remember that what we learn in public economics is about government intervention. Okay, government intervention. So the government intervention relating the social welfare. Okay, social welfare, that is the objective study of the public economics. Okay, that is not the case of macroeconomic stabilization in case of macroeconomy. So in public economics, okay, we talk about government intervention relating the social welfare. Okay, so the first question relating the letter W here, when. Okay, the government should intervene in public economics, okay, in two situations, okay, of course, that related to the social welfare. Maximizing social welfare, okay, that related to the social welfare. Maximizing the social welfare. So when government should intervene to maximize the social welfare, when the real social welfare is lower than the maximum level, maximum value or maximum level. Okay, real social welfare is lower than the maximum social welfare. Social welfare. Okay. And we call the situation by which the social welfare is not maximized. If the social welfare not maximized, okay, we have a situation of market failure. Okay, M that means market, F here that means failure. Okay, in Vietnamese term we have thất bại thị trường. Okay, so the first situation by which we need government intervention in public economics is thất bại thị trường, market failure. Okay, so what does that mean, market failure? The definition, okay, market failure is a situation by which the social welfare is not maximized, that need government intervention. Okay, of course we will go sooner to this section of market failure. Okay, the second situation by which we need government intervention here, of course, that always related to the social welfare. Government intervene in order to redistribute social welfare. Redistribute social welfare. I mean, redistribution of social welfare is needed when there is government intervention. So why distribute again, okay, social welfare? Why so? In order to, okay, reach the equity situation. Equity in Vietnamese term that means công bằng. Okay, equity refer to a situation by which, okay, we can have a fair distribution of social welfare. Okay, so the first question we have just analyzed, okay, very briefly, very shortly, the answer. I repeat that, okay, the detailed answer will be found, okay, when we analyze the detailed chapter, okay, in the next section. Okay, so now we go to the second question. When to intervene, so how to intervene? Okay, how to intervene? How government could intervene in the market economy? Here we talk about the policy, but it's not only the policy. Okay, firstly we could talk about the general direction, định hướng chung, okay, to intervene. General direction to intervene, that, okay, must be shown before you talk about the specific policy. Okay, before you talk about specific policy with different name, of course, when you talk about specific policy, okay, that must have a name, có cái tên gọi riêng. Okay, so before you talk about specific policy, we should, okay, analyze the general situation by which we can give the general direction to intervene. For example, if in the market economy, okay, the real quantity, the quantity is too much, okay, or the quantity is higher than the efficient quantity, okay, the general direction to intervene is to restrict the quantity. Restrict that means limit the quantity or lower the quantity, okay. And by which policy we can restrict the quantity, we can lower the quantity, we can have different, okay, way, different specific policy, okay, to lower the quantity. Another example relating the social welfare, for example. Okay, we can show that, we can see that, okay, the real social welfare is lower than the maximum level, okay. So the general direction to intervene of the government is to do something, okay, to maximize, to make the social welfare higher and higher. That is the general direction to intervene. And something here, okay, of course, would be specific policy. Okay. The third example relating the second main question of public economic, how to intervene, okay, related to the redistribution policy. So when we talk about the redistribution policy, okay, of course that are needed when the government would like to intervene in order to reach the economic equity, công bằng về mặt kinh tế. Okay, so let me check. No, there's nothing. Okay, so I am talking about the third example. Okay, redistribution policy. The government should intervene in order to reach a fair distribution of social welfare. Okay, so that is the general direction to intervene, and you could see or you could analyze specific policy, okay, that are specific redistribution policy, các chính sách cụ thể về tái phân bổ thu nhập. Okay, for example here, okay, specific policy are PIT, personal income tax program or personal income tax policy, chính sách thuế thu nhập cá nhân, specific policy. Of course, okay, in the next future we can analyze, okay, this kind of specific policy, and you can practice with some exercise, okay, to calculate the personal income tax paid by individual in the society, or the total personal income tax collected by the government, okay, okay, to the state budgets, of course. Okay, so now we go to the third question. What another W? What here? That means what effect? Plural. Okay. What effect from government intervention in public economics? Another, okay, question to be analyzed, okay, to find out the answer. What effect here? Okay, we divide it in two ways. The first, okay, effect we talk about the direct effect. The direct effects. What does that mean? Direct effects. Direct effects refer to the effect that the government or individual, okay, can wait for. That means we could evaluate normally, okay, the direct effect easier than the indirect effect. It's not too clear for you. I will take example, okay, so that you could understand better the two, okay, two type of effects here when there are government interventions, okay. I am talking about the example relating the personal income tax, okay. Example, personal income tax here. Supposing that government is applying okay the personal income tax policy in order okay to intervene in case of okay equity, okay. That mean in the society, in the economy, okay, there is a situation of inequality of income and poverty. Inequality of income, bất bình đẳng trong phân phối thu nhập, okay, bất bình đẳng về thu nhập in the society, and poverty that means nghèo đói, okay, you all know that. Sometimes I must okay I must talk okay the Vietnamese term because that are the specific terms okay in Vietnamese textbook, okay, the specific keywords in Vietnamese textbook, okay. So I know that you understand, okay, you know the term in English, but I would like to say that it's another way, okay, to emphasize the keywords, okay, in the program. So now, PIT, policy, chính sách thuế thu nhập cá nhân, okay. The direct effect from the PIT policy, you can see that could appear in different questions for you. For example, the tax paid by Mr. X in the society. The tax paid by Mr. X, Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. Z, Mr. X, anyone in the society, okay? Or another way to give the question here, the net income or income after tax, okay, of Mr. X. When you calculate the tax or the net income, that means you are calculating the direct effect, okay, of PIT programs, okay. Another way, okay, to show the direct effects, the total tax, okay, collected by the government, okay. So that is the direct effect, okay. Example, indirect effects here is more difficult, okay, to evaluate, to calculate. For example of indirect effect here, the indirect effect, các tác động gián tiếp, okay. We are talking about the PIT, personal income tax, okay, program, personal income tax policy, okay. So what does that mean indirect effect in this case? Indirect effect, the way that, okay, individual in the society, individual are here could hide a part of his her income to avoid okay, paying personal income tax. Lậu thuế, trốn thuế, lậu thuế here. Okay. We cannot know. Normally, from the size, from the point of view of the whole society, okay, we cannot exactly evaluate, or we cannot easily, okay, evaluate, okay, the exact indirect effect, okay, of PIT product. We cannot know, okay, the exact number of tax, okay, that individual try to avoid paying. Okay. Another indirect effect, individual could avoid working more time. I mean extra time. Okay, extra time or overtime. Okay, different term. Different term. Overtime. Cá nhân sẽ tránh làm việc ngoài giờ, tránh làm việc thêm. Why so? Because if he or she, okay, work more, he or she must pay higher tax. Okay, that the tax rate, the marginal tax rate, tỷ suất thuế biên, marginal tax rate could equal to 40% in some countries. Tỷ suất thuế biên có thể cao tới 40% in some countries. In Vietnam, you know that the marginal tax rate, okay, is 35%. So that is too high. Okay, I mean according to the personal income tax policy, okay, the marginal tax rate. What does that mean, marginal tax rate? I'm sorry, or maybe someone among you could ask. Okay, marginal tax rate is the highest tax rate. Okay, highest tax rate, mức thuế suất cao nhất. Marginal, biên. Okay, so the last question of public economics that we will find the answer. Okay, zero answer now, and the detailed answer will be found in the last main section of public economics. Question why? The question why? Why be the policy tại sao lại là những chính sách này, but not other policy? But not other policy. Tại sao lại là những chính sách này mà không phải là chính sách khác? The last question of public economics. We will find out the answer, I mean the detailed answer in the last section, okay, of public economics, named public choice and political economy. Lựa chọn công cộng và các vấn đề kinh tế chính trị. Okay, so here I talk about, okay, the general answer only. Here we refer to the problem of public choice. That means the birth. Okay, we talk about the birth of specific policy. The birth of specific policy, or the mechanism by which, okay, a policy is born and is practiced in the society. Okay, so that is not easy because you can see that the public policy, the government policy is the kind of public policy. Okay, that is not a individual decision. Okay, public decision, public policy is totally different than personal decision. Okay, so that is not quickly made by the society, the public policy. Okay, we need to have a mechanism by which the specific policy could be made. This mechanism that we call public choice, lựa chọn công cộng. Okay, so we will go in detail with the fourth section, public choice. Okay, so suppose that we had the generality, about the full program. I mean the major section of public economics will be discovered. Okay, when you find out the answer, detailed answer for the four question. To be clear, you can see that here. Okay, the second and the third section, main section of public economics, will be discovered, to help us understand these three first main question. Okay, and here you talk about the fourth section. We have 5 different sections. Okay, introduction, the first. The second main section is government and economic efficiency. The third main section, is government and economic equity. The fourth section is public choice and political economy. Okay, and the fifth and the last section, is other issue. Other issue is not is not the main sections, of course, because we will not talk about the main keywords in the other issue. Những vấn đề khác. Okay, so the main keywords will be analyzed, will be discovered in three main sections. Three main sections here. Second, third, and fourth. Okay, and the second and the third section will be discovered. Okay, and will be discovered to answer to the three first question. The last section, the last main section, I mean the fourth section, will help us to understand the last or the fourth question of public economics. Okay, so now we will go to the specific section here. Okay, the second section, government and economic efficiency. There is another name in some textbook. They could find out, the author in some textbook could find out another name, to this section, market failures. Các thất bại thị trường. Okay, the section 2 here, in our program with the name chính phủ và vấn đề hiệu quả kinh tế. Okay, so the short introduction here, I would like to talk to you. Look at this diagram. Look at this diagram. You can see, three markets here. That means the market economy. Okay, the market economy firstly with the competitive forces. Các cái thế lực và sức mạnh về cạnh tranh, competitive forces, okay, such as supply, okay, demand, seller, buyer, okay. There's a lot of sellers, a lot of buyers, of course, in the market economy, you know that, okay. They represent the supply side, demand side, okay. And we support that with the competitive forces, okay. One of the results, okay, is market efficiency. Market efficiency, that means hiệu quả thị trường, hiệu quả kinh tế, okay. That refer to the maximum level of social welfare, okay, maximum level of social welfare with market efficiency. So that is normal situation. That's a normal situation if, okay, in the market economy with the competitive forces, okay, that we call demand, supply, etc. Okay, we can raise the maximum social welfare or the efficiency, economic efficiency. Okay, here normal situation. In the normal situation, social welfare will be maximized. I emphasize that. Okay, but supporting that, in some abnormal situation, that means some specific situation. Một số tình huống, một số trường hợp, okay, some specific cases, một số trường hợp đặc biệt, specific is not normal, okay. The social welfare cannot be here. If the social welfare is lower than the maximum level, cannot be maximized, okay. I emphasize that in some specific cases, okay, the consequence is market failure. Yeah, okay, consequence is market failure. Thất bại thị trường. I have just analyzed the definition of market failure. Okay, specific situation, okay, by which the social welfare cannot be maximized in the society. Okay, so here with the market failure, according to the logical thinking of public economics, we need the government regulation or government intervention, okay, in order to raise the market efficiency or social welfare or maximizing social welfare. Okay, so that is logic. Khi phúc lợi xã hội nhỏ hơn mức tối đa, okay, let me tell you, okay, in Vietnamese, phúc lợi xã hội nhỏ hơn mức tối đa trong một số trường hợp đặc biệt thì chúng ta gọi là các trường hợp thất bại thị trường. Okay, thất bại thị trường thì cần tới sự can thiệp của chính phủ để đạt tới hiệu quả thị trường hay hiệu quả kinh tế. Hiệu quả kinh tế với đặc trưng là gì? Phúc lợi xã hội tối đa. Okay, so the first explanation or the first introduction to government intervention, okay, in public economics that related to this section. Okay, the second explanation, okay, to government intervention in public economics that related to regulation, okay, in order to reach equitable distribution, phân phối công bằng. Okay, we'll talk about, okay, it will be later in the I mean that by the third main section. Okay, So now we talk about the definition of market failure. Okay, freely functioning markets, các thị trường hoạt động tự do. Okay, when freely functioning markets operating without government intervention fail to deliver an efficient or optimal allocation of resources. The full definition of market failure. Freely functioning markets, thị trường tự do cạnh tranh. Okay, operating without government intervention. We don't talk about government intervention here. Okay, in the free market economy, okay, without government intervention, okay, the consequence is a real quantity, okay, real quantity that is different than the optimum quantity. Optimum quantity is the Q star. Normally, star refer to the abbreviation of efficient or optimum. Okay, hiệu quả, tối ưu. Cái dấu sao. Okay, the star, the sign here, star refer to the optimum or efficient. Okay, so without government intervention, the market economy, okay, the market economy without government intervention, okay, cannot reach the optimum quantity. So to be more clear with the specific characteristic of market failure, you can see here. Okay, Q star, that means social welfare maximum. Okay, real quantity is here, cannot be maximized. Okay, Q star, that means social welfare maximum. Okay, real social welfare. Okay, real social welfare is of course lower than maximum level. There's no value, okay, that is higher than maximum value. Okay, so real social welfare is lower than maximum level of social welfare. So we talk about the loss of economic efficiency, thiếu về hiệu quả kinh tế. Okay, and that related to a specific terms, một thuật ngữ đặc biệt. Okay, that we call dead weight loss here. Okay, dead weight loss or social welfare loss. Social welfare loss. The formula to calculate dead weight loss is very easy. You can see it here. That is dead weight loss, okay, equal to the social welfare maximum minus to the social welfare, okay, at the actual quantity or the real social welfare. Okay, so something that I emphasize, you should take note, okay, in your notebook or in your short copy, okay, of your slide set maybe. Okay, so that is quite important, and you should remember to do, okay, your analysis in the next future, to do your exercise in the next future. Okay, so we go to the first chapter of the section 2. Remember that chapter okay, is smaller than section. Remember that here. Section. Okay, we have section. Okay, we have section. Then chapter. Okay, then a small part. Okay. So the first chapter now we talk about the imperfect competition, the case of monopoly. Someone could ask himself or himself, okay, why this name? Imperfect competition, the case of monopoly. Why so? Because you have learned in microeconomics. You have learned, okay, in microeconomics. The answer is that yes, you have learned, okay. Monopoly, imperfect, these type of keywords in microeconomics you have learned, of course, okay. But what we will, okay, analyze in this chapter, okay, in this chapter is from the point of view of public economics. Okay, the point of view of public economics. If someone did not understand, okay, I make more clear the point of view of public economics. What does that mean? The point of view of public economics. Quan điểm là từ góc nhìn của kinh tế công cộng. Ok, theo quan điểm tức là góc nhìn, ok, của kinh tế công cộng. That means here that related to the analysis of government intervention. Okay, government intervention, and of course that related to the analysis of social welfare, analysis of other keywords such as Q star, real quantity, okay, something else that they were lost, okay, and government intervention with specific policy, okay, government policy. Okay, so point of view of public economics here, that means economic of the government, okay, that is totally different than economic of the markets. Microeconomics, okay, is economics of the markets. Public economics is economic of the government. Kinh tế học về thị trường và kinh tế học về chính phủ. Okay, so that is totally different in case of public economics point of view. Okay, but you know that before we analyze, okay, the public economic point of view, we must remember something relating the microeconomic point of view. Yeah. Here, definition of monopoly, of course, that is, okay, defined in microeconomics. So we will go very quickly, okay, this small part, okay. A monopoly. To give the full definition of my monopoly, I think that I should take another slide here. Because you have learned, okay, normally the theory about monopoly and perfect competition. Okay, theory about monopoly and perfect competition. We do a comparison, okay, to find out the detail, okay, characteristic as well as the the analysis of the definition, okay, of monopoly. Here, firstly, we talk about the perfect competition situation. PC, that means perfect competition, okay. M, that means monopoly, okay. Here we talk about the characteristic, okay. Okay, so the first characteristic relating the products. The products are perfect competition. You think that is identic, đồng nhất, okay, đồng nhất, and the products in the monopolist market is unique. Độc nhất, the term in Vietnamese, okay. Độc nhất và đồng nhất, that is different, okay, different. Unique, no one could produce, okay, the similar products than the monopolist products, so that is unique. The second, here we talk about the market power, sức mạnh thị trường. Market power relating to the way that the seller could, okay, determine the price or not. Người bán có thể xác định giá hay không. So in the perfect competition market, okay, no market power. Yes, with market power, okay. So we can see that here, price taker, there, price maker, okay, price maker, okay. The barrier to entry, rào cản, chống xâm nhập thị trường, the term in Vietnamese. The barriers to entry, of course, here there's no barrier to entry. Here there's yes. We have two types of barrier to entry, okay. The technical barrier to entry and the legal barrier to entry. Rào cản về kỹ thuật và rào cản về pháp lý, okay, rào cản pháp lý và rào cản kỹ thuật. Remember that you have learned, okay, everything in this slide, okay, in microeconomics. So I'm doing, okay, the revision for you only. Other thing in relating, okay, the quantity. Okay, so here we talk about the quantity maximizing profit, okay, or the efficient quantity for the firms. Mức sản lượng hiệu quả cho doanh nghiệp. That means mức sản lượng tối đa hóa lợi nhuận. Okay. In case of perfect competitive firm, you can see that the quantity, okay, maximizing profit rate, okay, when okay, that's not strange, that's not new for you, okay. In case of monopolist firm, you can see that. You can see the difference. Okay. So before I go on without repeating, okay, some theories about monopoly. Someone in the class, okay, tell me if, okay, whether you have any question, okay, relating the theory, okay, microeconomics theory, okay, of monopoly. Because, okay, we will accept, okay, this theory, the characteristic, okay, in public economics, because that is, okay, analyzed in microeconomics. Okay, we will not take example, show some diagram, okay, or you will not draw the graph, okay, to analyze in detail these, okay, characteristic, okay, because we have learned in microeconomics, okay. So I suppose that you remember now. Everything here we could forget, okay. The unique seller here, okay, and unique products, không có sản phẩm thay thế gần, okay. Why monopoly, barrier to entry, okay, another term you can see, barrier to entry, okay, technical barrier, legal barrier to entry. Another term here I would like to show you, natural monopoly. Natural monopoly relating a specific kind of monopoly, okay, that related to the large scale of production. Quy mô sản xuất lớn, the large scale of production, sản xuất quy mô lớn, okay, natural monopoly that related to the large scale of production, okay. So when you reach very large scale of production, okay, one of your success results is a low cost. You could save cost. Large scale of production, we can have another specific term in Vietnamese that means sản xuất hàng loạt, sản xuất quy mô lớn hay sản xuất hàng loạt, okay. You could save cost, tiết kiệm chi phí. You could compare, okay, the situation by which you produce, okay, some unit only, sản xuất một vài đơn vị sản lượng, comparing with the situation by which, okay, you have a very large scale of production, sản xuất hàng loạt. You can see that, okay, in the second situation, okay, your marginal cost, your average cost is lower than, okay, the first situation. So you could save cost when you are natural monopoly. Okay. Technical barrier to entry, legal barrier to entry, create barrier to entry. How to create barrier to entry? Of course, you learn because that related to the behavior. The behavior, okay, of the market participant. Here, that means the monopoly. The behavior of the monopolist. How to create barrier to entry? Behavior of the market participant, that means micro, eco, okay. Point of view. Hành vi của người tham gia thị trường is not public economics, okay, it's microeconomic. So how to create barrier to entry? You can return to to talk about the specific barrier franchise to know, okay, how to create barrier franchise here. Okay, I will not talk more about the microeconomic point of view to save time. Okay, move to this slide. You can see that economy of scale, tính kinh tế theo quy mô, the term here. Okay, economy of scale, tính kinh tế của quy mô, as a causes of monopoly, tạo ra độc quyền. And of course here we have the specific name natural, okay, monopoly. Remember that. Make attention because I show in a specific, in a separate slide here. Okay, natural monopoly AC curve. That is, you can see that this form, the form. Cái hình dáng, okay, của cái đường chi phí bình quân, tổng chi phí bình quân của độc quyền tự nhiên. You can see this form, okay? That is different than normal monopoly, độc quyền thông thường. What is the difference? Điểm khác biệt là chỗ nào? Here. Normal monopoly. The AC curve is very quickly upward sloping. Normal monopoly, remember that, without equal of scale. Okay, họ không có tính kinh tế theo quy mô, tức là sản xuất nhỏ thôi. Okay, if they could reach economic of scale, they become natural monopoly. Một khi mà đã đạt được cái tính kinh tế theo quy mô, tức là sản xuất hàng loạt, sản xuất rất nhiều, sẽ gọi là độc quyền tự nhiên. Okay, so in case of a natural monopoly with economy of scale, you can see that ATC is downward sloping, có dạng thoái xuống, dốc xuống. Why so? Make attention here. When the quantity, okay, they increase quantity, they could save cost. Okay, increase the quantity, they could save cost because of economy of scale. When in case of normal monopoly, you can see that, okay, when they increase the quantity here, they will see, okay, the cost is higher and higher. So that means upward sloping. Okay. The detailed explanation, okay, you can see in microeconomics. Okay. Now, another slide I would like to show to you, okay. In case of monopoly, the AR, yeah. Wait. Maybe something from, okay. Sorry, because there's something wrong with my slide. I will reopen it. Okay. You can see that, okay. AR here. M are there. Oh my God. Oh. Okay. So because of my pen, you see, A, R. Oh no, I will not use it again. Okay, I will not use my pen. You can see here average revenue and market revenue. We are analyzing, okay, the monopoly situation. In case of monopoly situation, the MR is lower than AR. Do you remember the formula to calculate AR, average revenue? AR equal to TR. Oh my God. AR equal to TR, okay, divide to Q. That means price. AR equal to price. Okay, AR equal to price. AR here equal to price. And MR here is lower than price. Lower than AR, that means lower than price in case of monopoly. Okay, but that is not the case of perfect competitive markets. Remember that. Các em nhớ nhé, đúng không? Trong trường hợp độc quyền thì doanh thu bình quân bằng giá. Đúng không? Doanh thu cận biên thì nhỏ hơn mức giá, nhỏ hơn doanh thu bình quân. Đúng chưa? Nhưng mà trong trường hợp cạnh tranh hoàn hảo thì doanh thu cận biên bằng với doanh thu bình quân và bằng với giá. The question is why so? Tại sao lại như vậy? Tại sao lại như vậy? The answer is that the monopolist firm is faced đối mặt, okay, is faced with a downward sloping demand curve. The market demand curve for, okay, for the monopolist firm is downward sloping. Đường cầu thị trường đối với hãng độc quyền là có dạng dốc xuống. What does that mean? That means if the firm would like to sell more, this firm must decrease the price. Hiện tại cái bút của thầy đang hơi có vấn đề, thành ra là các em nghe nhé. Tức là cũng là kiến thức kinh tế vĩ mô thôi, ok? Đường cầu thị trường đối với hãng độc quyền có dạng dốc xuống, ok? Dốc xuống thì chúng ta sẽ thấy là gì nhỉ? Khi mà sản lượng tăng thì giá nó giảm, đúng chưa? Điều đấy có nghĩa là gì? Hãng muốn bán nhiều hơn. If the firm would like to sell more, it must decrease the price, lower the price, phải hạ giá đi. The firm can do that. Hãng có thể làm điều đấy because monopolist is price maker. Bởi vì độc quyền là người làm giá, ok? But In case of perfect competitive firm, trong trường hãng cạnh tranh hoàn hảo, this firm is faced with a horizontal demand curve, tức là một đường của thị trường có dạng nằm ngang đối với hãng cạnh tranh hoàn hảo, duy nhất tại mức giá thị trường hay là mức giá hiệu quả. Okay, you can see that at the equilibrium price, tại mức giá cân bằng. Okay, you can see that the competitive firm, okay, could sell from 0 to unlimited number of quantity. The firm in the competitive markets cannot change the price. They must accept the price. Họ phải nhận giá. Where come from the price in the perfect competitive markets? Where come the price? The price come from the equilibrium of the markets. Okay, the combination of many seller behavior and many buyer behavior. Tức là tổng hợp rất nhiều thái độ hành vi của những người bán và rất nhiều thái độ hành vi của người mua. So, okay, specific seller or buyer in these markets cannot change the price. They are price taker. That explains why, okay, in case of perfect competitive firm, okay, you can see that MA equal to AR. Doanh thu cận biên bằng với doanh thu bình quân equal to price. Okay. So here I would like you to understand this. Okay, so now we talk about the devil loss, okay, or the market failure caused by the monopoly situation. Okay, I hope that you can see the slide. You can see that we have a situation of monopoly. Okay, demand curve, margin revenue, demand equal to AR. Remember that AR, average revenue, okay, equal to price. Demand curve here. The margin revenue of the firm there, okay, that is lower than price, of course. Okay, so average total cost, the marginal cost. Firstly, you can see that Q max. What does that mean? Q max, okay, achieve when there is MR equal to MC at this point. At this point, MR equal to MC. Okay, if I use the pens, might be that I could go to a wrong consequence. So you can see that I repeat Q max here. I mean quantity maximizing profit. Okay, for the firm. Quantity maximizing profit for the firm. Okay, achieved when there is MR equal to MC. Okay. So you can see here Q max, where the price, where the price, here, the price at this point, okay, the price here, that we call PM. Okay, at average total cost, you can see that the firm produce at Q max, the firm sell at PM. If average total cost is at this level, AC. Okay, what does that mean? That means here, profit. The profit that we call super profit. Super profit I'm sorry because of my pen. Okay, so the letter cannot be clear. Something wrong with my pen today. So super profit. Okay, you go to next here. Firstly, supporting that without monopoly, okay, you can see that the without monopoly, that means in case of perfect competition markets, okay, in case of perfect competition markets, you can see that the quantity will be reached, okay, when MR equal to MC, okay, MR equal to MC. So the quantity is something here, okay, MR equal to MC, because supposing that without monopoly, that means AR equal to MR without monopoly, okay, without monopoly, okay, Q star. So the small conclusion here is that monopolist firms produce, okay, less than the optimum quantity here, okay, QM lower than Q star, or monopolist firm restrict quantity, okay, lower than the optimum quantity of the society. Here that means the optimum quantity for the society. Because at Q star social welfare is maximum. Okay, we can see where the maximum social welfare. Yeah. Okay, Q star, perfectly competitive output or Q star. What is or where is the social welfare maximum? I am talking about the maximum, okay, level. That is achieved, okay, at Q star. If you don't understand, okay, please tell me. Nếu các em không hiểu thì hãy nói nhé, bật mic nói nhé, okay. I am talking about the maximum social welfare level first, okay. That is achieved at Q star. So at Q star that means QPC, okay. QPC that means without monopoly, okay. So in the society we have consumer and producer. We have consumer and producer, okay. They are consumer and producer. So consumer surplus, the gain for consumer, the gain for the consumers, okay, and the gain for the producer, okay, the gain for producer, the sum equal to social welfare. So that is very easy, okay. Normally social welfare is the sum of producer and consumer surplus in the market economy, okay. So nice. Yeah, when there is monopoly, the monopolies, okay, produce less than the optimum level and sell at a price higher than the optimum price, okay. So you can see here the new gain for consumer, okay, and the new gain for the producer, okay. You can see that social welfare in case of monopoly is lower than, okay, social welfare in case of without monopoly. And the gap will be this triangle that refer to the social welfare loss. Okay, or another name, normally that specific name is their loss. Okay, I think that we don't have enough time to analyze the policy, specific policy detail, but okay, we have enough time to talk about the general direction to intervene. Cái định hướng can thiệp nói chung. Okay, in case of monopoly, you can see by looking at this graph. Okay, you can see the general direction to intervene. Objective of intervention. The objective of intervention, mục tiêu của sự can thiệp là gì? Minimize the level loss. Minimize the level loss. Or maximize the social welfare. Okay, maximize the social welfare, minimize the level loss. So you can see that government could intervene, okay, by either lowering the price, or increasing the quantity, okay, with some specific policy, but the general direction is, okay, lowering the price and increasing the quantity, of course, monopoly. Okay, so when you can see that price is lower, quantity is higher, this area of triangle, okay, this triangle ABC, sorry, okay, will be lower and lower. And the maximum social welfare achieved when there were loss equal to 0. So we can have, okay, maximum social welfare. Okay, and maximum social welfare, that means Q star achieve, or the monopoly will produce a Q star. Do you agree? Of course. Okay, if monopoly produce a QPC or Q star here, okay, their loss will be equal to 0, or social welfare will be maximized. But what happened? What happened for the firm? Okay, tác động gì đối với hãng? If, okay, by specific policy, it must produce a Q star. Okay, we will discuss by next week, next Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday. Next week we will analyze specific policy. Okay, in case of monopoly. Chúng ta sẽ kết thúc cái chương này vào buổi tới, cộng với là các cái dạng bài tập điển hình nhé. Hôm nay thầy phải đi họp, thầy có báo cáo lớp rồi đấy. Thầy họp với ban chấp hành công đoàn trường mà, thì thầy giờ mới bắt đầu đi vào trường, thì chúng ta nghỉ tạm nhé. Thầy sẽ chốt danh sách điểm danh cho đến 7 giờ 10 nhé. Những ai điểm danh sau 7 giờ 10 thì sẽ vắng mặt. Được chưa? Đấy. Điểm danh sau 7 giờ 10 thì sẽ xem là vắng mặt. Thầy sẽ không điểm danh những người nào sau.
Em thưa thầy ạ. Tại vì là khi mà em vào thì là em không nhận được thông báo là điểm danh, nên là em thấy các bạn nhắn ít nên là em cũng không biết là có phải điểm danh không ấy, nên là em bị...
Thầy không giải thích gì nhá, bởi vì những cái đấy là mình phải theo dõi thôi. Bởi vì nếu mình vào đúng giờ, đúng không, thì sẽ nhận được thông báo điểm danh. Thầy thông báo điểm danh đầu giờ, và thầy có thông báo tiếp là gì? Chốt giờ điểm danh vào 7 giờ 5. Đấy. Và thầy chốt cuối cùng là 7 giờ 10. Ý nói là, tức là thầy thông báo là thầy sẽ chốt giờ vào lúc 7 giờ 5, nhưng mà thầy sẽ chốt thực tế bây giờ là lúc 7 giờ 10. Cho nên là có 5-6 bạn thì đấy thôi. Các em thông cảm. Tất nhiên còn những bạn khác, đúng không? Còn những bạn khác không có mặt thì không nói làm gì rồi. Đấy. Các điểm danh này các nhớ là gì? Các điểm danh này là sẽ được báo cáo cho phòng đào tạo. Đấy. Buổi 1, buổi 2, buổi 3 thầy sẽ phải lưu lại với một cái phần mềm để gửi cho phòng đào tạo để theo dõi cái việc học của các em. Và thầy thì thầy điểm danh nếu là trực tuyến thì điểm danh nhiều, nhưng mà để tính vào chuyên cần thì có lẽ là không tất cả đâu, em hiểu không nhỉ? Số 1.
Thì tức là cái điểm này
tức là hoàn toàn các em, ví dụ 45 người có mặt hôm nay hoàn toàn có thể có điểm chuyên cần, nhưng trong tổng số những buổi thầy báo cáo phòng đào tạo để họ gạch tên của các em ấy thì các em đã bị tính là vắng rồi đấy, tức là đến cái mức bị gạch tên thì lâu lắm, hiểu không nhỉ? Nhưng mà chuyên cần thì có lẽ chưa tính. Đấy. Ok thôi, mời các em nghỉ nhá, thầy phải vào trường bây giờ đây. Hẹn các em vào tuần sau thì thầy cũng sẽ có các cái dặn dò trước ở trên classroom nhé. Ok.
Dạ vâng.
Ok, see you.
Thầy, chào thầy ạ.
Được em nhé.